Official evidence, where we follow the twists and turns of crimes that defy expectation, unraveling mysteries that linger long after the facts have been laid bare. I'm Owen Carver. Tonight, we dive into a story that unfolds in the pulsing heart of a city's nightlife, where the line between revelry and ruin blurs. The Lower East Side of Chicago is a place where the night never truly ends. The streets are alive with neon signs, the murmur of conversation, and the distant wail of a passing siren. It's a place that feels perpetually on the edge of something, a deal, a fight, or perhaps something much worse. At its center stands Club Noir, a nightclub that seems to breathe with its own pulse. The bass of the music reverberates through its walls, and its dim lighting conceals more than it reveals. That night, the club was alive with its usual chaos. Patrons packed the dance floor, the beat of the music dictating their movements. At the bar, orders were shouted over the noise, and the bartenders moved with mechanical precision, pouring drinks and keeping the rhythm of the night intact. Among the crowd was Elliot Crane. He slipped into the club unnoticed, a man with no clear purpose but an air of quiet tension. His clothes were unremarkable, worn jeans and a slightly rumpled button-up shirt, but something about him seemed out of place. He ordered a whiskey neat, his fingers drumming against the counter as he scanned the room. His attention locked onto Jared Ross, a man whose presence was impossible to ignore. Jared was loud, his laughter cutting through the music like a knife. Dressed in a tailored blazer, he seemed to relish the spotlight, holding court at the far end of the bar. Elliot watched him, his expression unreadable. The encounter began innocently enough. Elliot approached Jared, his drink still in hand. Their initial exchange was lost in the noise of the club, but the tension was unmistakable. Jared's demeanor shifted from smug to irritated, his booming voice growing sharper. Elliot's replies were measured, his body language calm, but the conflict escalated quickly. A drink was thrown. Whiskey splattered across Jared's pristine blazer, the amber liquid catching the dim light. The bouncers moved in, separating the two men before the situation could spiral further. Jared was led to a different part of the club, his curses muffled by the music, while Elliot returned to the bar, his face impassive. The bartender, Lila Ortiz, watched Elliot carefully. She had a knack for reading people, a skill honed over years of late nights and rowdy patrons. Something about Elliot unnerved her. When he ordered another drink, she hesitated before pouring. Her voice was low but firm as she warned him to keep things calm. Elliot's response was quiet but cutting, a smirk playing at the corner of his mouth. He left a crumpled bill on the counter and disappeared into the crowd. The night continued, the music and lights masking the growing undercurrent of unease. Jared, still nursing his bruised ego, mingled with a new group of admirers. He seemed unaware of Elliot's movements, which were captured in fragmented glimpses by the club's security cameras. Elliot wandered the club with purpose, his figure slipping between dancing bodies and shadowed corners. Near the restrooms, a confrontation occurred that no one witnessed in full. Jared was found moments later, slumped against the wall, unconscious. A jagged wound on his temple hinted at a violent struggle, and a broken glass bottle lay nearby. The panic that followed spread like wildfire. Patrons backed away, the music cut abruptly, and the bouncers cleared the area. Elliot was gone. The police arrived, their investigation hindered by the chaos and dim lighting of the club. Witness statements painted a fragmented picture of the night. Security footage offered more questions than answers. Elliot became the prime suspect, but his trail went cold almost immediately. His name meant little to anyone, and the deeper investigators dug into his life, the more elusive he became. Then came the discovery. A storage unit linked to Elliot contained journals, photographs, and personal items that revealed a chilling pattern. Jared's attack wasn't an isolated incident. Elliot had spent years carefully orchestrating confrontations with people he believed deserved retribution. His journal detailed grievances, each entry a calculated step toward vengeance. Jared's involvement in a fraudulent real estate scheme years earlier had left families displaced, one of whom was Elliot's. The attack was personal, a culmination of years of quiet anger. The journals revealed a meticulous mind, but they also left a haunting question unanswered. How far would Elliot go to right perceived wrongs? Elliot Crane has never been found. Club Noir remains a hotspot, its patrons blissfully unaware of the crime that once unfolded within its walls. It stands as a symbol of the city's restless energy, a place where the night hides its secrets well. And that's the story of what happened that night. The flickering neon, the relentless bass line, and the shadows of Club Noir hold more than memories. They hold a warning. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. Join me next time as we explore another case where the evidence points one way, but the truth might lie in the shadows.